What's up, everybody? So I'm just doing a really short video this week. I'm hoping to release another video a few days from now. It just depends how busy I am, but it's gonna be more of like a parody video, so hopefully you guys will like that. And today's video is basically just gonna be about what the gas mileage is for the Z06 and if it's true to basically what this window sticker says, which is, you guys look right there, it says 16 miles per gallon, 13 city, 23 highway. Short answer is it's not. If it was, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Those things are about as true as when your friends text you saying they're outside your house ready to pick you up. So basically, what my gas mileage is, I'm just gonna start off by saying that is average. I'm averaging about 13.7 overall. The majority of my miles are freeway, and I'm not the most conservative driver. So that's my average. My best, so the car tells me a couple different things. It tells me my average over the last 50 miles. Then it'll tell me my best miles per gallon over the last 50, and then it'll tell me my overall total. So my average for the last 50 gallons, which I've actually been driving the car a bit harder than normal over the last 50 miles, and that's where I'll cut to the clip of my sister, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But my average over the last 50 miles has definitely not been anywhere near 16 miles per gallon. I know it's only 2 mile difference, but you know, when you're talking 16 or 14, a reduction in by 2 miles is a lot. So my average, like I said, is 13.8, and overall, let me check it right now for the car. So I'm at 3,386 miles as I'm making this video, and my fuel used is 245.7 gallons. So if you guys want to do the math there for my total tank, or you can actually view it via the display, and one sec. My average fuel economy overall is 14 miles per gallon. So not the greatest, but definitely pretty good for the size of this engine. 6.2 liter V8 supercharged. So you're talking, you know, when you're in the high RPM band, you're basically getting like 0 miles per gallon. But efficiency wise, it's pretty good. And I will say, when I first got the car and I was in the break-in period at 500 miles per hour, or sorry, 500 miles per hour. I don't know why I said that. But what I meant to say was, when I was in the first 500 miles, I drove the car up to get it wrapped. And when I drove it up, it was about an hour away from where I live, Sacramento, if you guys are familiar with that area. When I went to go get it wrapped, I was driving it, you know, pretty conservative because I didn't want to shoot the revs up. And when I did, I actually got 23 miles per gallon on that trip. It was all freeway, but I just wanted to mention that there because for the car, 23 miles per gallon, you know, when you're cruising on the freeway is actually pretty great. And a lot of people think that this car is just going to get terrible gas mileage the entire time, but it really does depend on how you're driving it. And one thing I want to mention is there is the cylinder deactivation, which helps save you gas, but it doesn't activate as much as you guys would want to think, or at least as much as you'd think it would. It really only activates when the car is coasting and you're not putting your foot on the gas at all. I mean, so for a long trip, it makes a big difference, but if you're talking maybe like 10 miles or, you know, 7 miles down the freeway, cylinder deactivation really isn't going to save you a ton of gas, because in such a short distance, it's probably only active maybe a minute of that time, you know, because say a 7 mile trip down the freeway without traffic is only going to take you maybe 7 to 10 minutes, depending on where your trip is and how far off the freeway it is. And in the city, cylinder deactivation is never going to occur because you're going to be constantly braking and gassing, and the car is going to just activate all 8 cylinders whenever your foot is on the gas. So what I want to do is I actually want to show you guys the cylinder deactivation. So I actually currently have the car in track exhaust mode, so you can turn that on independently of the drive mode. I have it in eco mode, because in eco mode I'm going to be able to display to you guys the number of cylinders active. And I'm going to also show you guys that, because I saw a few people commenting and they're like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. The exhaust only turns off when the cylinders are deactivated, but that's not the case. The exhaust turns off independent of the cylinder deactivation. But whenever the cylinders are deactivated, the exhaust turns off, if that makes sense. So cylinders deactivated, valves are closed. Exhaust valves closed, cylinders aren't necessarily deactivated. So I'll show you guys that right now. So I'm in track mode. The exhaust is closed currently, and so they should be open because I'm in track mode, and the car is not driving in cylinder deactivation. So what I've done here is, if you guys look, the only reason I'm doing this is because a lot of people want to correct me in the comments and whatnot, and it's just for the benefit of anyone who's interested in buying a Z06. So I've gone into eco mode because that's really the only way I can show you guys when the car is shifting out and into V8 mode or V4 mode. So that's when it turns off cylinder deactivation occurs. So what I'm going to do to really emphasize that the exhaust will turn off despite cylinder deactivation not occurring is I'm going to drive in eco mode. So if you guys see here, right there, it's kind of telling you guys, if you see, it's a V8. So that says that the car is now using all 8 cylinders. I'm currently warming up and I'm just shooting this before I start moving, so it's a bit easy to see, but the exhaust is currently off. So what I'm going to do, because in eco mode, the valves are closed normally, unless you really, really step on it. And then if I go here to my infotainment center, I will select from the engine sound management, I will go and select track mode. So I don't know if you guys kind of heard that slight change, but now I'm in track mode. The valves are open, and I'm going to show you that despite me not driving aggressively, but despite the car not going into cylinder deactivation mode, the exhaust will close. So it's an independent feature. So as you guys see, I'm currently running all 8 cylinders. I've got the car in track exhaust mode. It's forced to stay in track mode, so the exhaust should always be open in theory, but as you see, it's completely independent of whether the car has cylinders deactivated or not. The exhaust is off, and the car is still running all 8 cylinders. No cylinders are deactivated. Now if I let go of the gas, like right now, I'm coasting, you know, just give it a sec, it should activate cylinder deactivation.
A few inches later,
I have to accelerate here. Let's just cross you guys' fingers. And this is what I'm talking about. It does not activate all the time. So, you know, as much as Chevy tries to advertise that, it's not really the truth. It's more of like, in the grand scheme of things, it's saving you gas, but definitely not on short trips. It's not going to be noticeable.
2 hours later.
So let's wait for it. You'll see that little V8 turn into a green V4.
Six and a half hours later.
Any day now. Come on, I know you can do it.
3 weeks later.
I swear it happens, guys. It's just the car's being a little shy right now.
2,000 years later.
Well, currently the car doesn't want to do it, but I'll cut to a clip in a second and show you guys what oh, there it goes, if you guys see it. It just went into V4 mode for a second there. So that's it for this week. I just really wanted to talk about the gas mileage in this car and how it was different depending on how you drove the car. And by the way, this is the automatic, again, just in case you guys didn't know that from previous videos or you haven't seen any of the other previous videos. It's the 8L90 transmission. Although I don't think it's going to vary too much because I drive the car pretty aggressively, and depending on if you drive the car aggressively or not, or if you drive it liberally, then that's what's really going to make the difference there, not really the transmission. I think on the actual price tag sheet or the window sticker, it's not too different. cut to that clip of my sister that you guys probably have been waiting to see. And to be honest, I'm the one who told her to punch it. It's just when she punched it the second time in the clip, the car had gone into performance shift mode, and I don't think she expected that. Everybody make dua for us. Someone's about to drive the car.
Are you gonna unlock it?
Oh, it's not unlocked? There.
Do you want to navigate? Or here, I'll navigate because you suck at navigating for me.
Dang, you're gonna navigate and drive? We're for sure dying.